Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I thought I'd do a movie review on two movies, them being VHS Viral. Let me move this a little bit. VHS Viral, and as an afterthought, a movie called Halloween 2, the Rob Zombie version. Well, VHS Viral just premiered on Netflix, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's the least of the three movies because it's like an anthology series. And in this one, it doesn't really reference the VHS tape that much, just a little bit. And basically, the wraparound story, which doesn't work too good. Well, it works okay. There's like this giant police chase, right? And this guy wants to film it with his camera to put on YouTube. And basically, I mean, it interacts with the three movies, and it does an okay job. And I don't give away spoilers, but basically, it's supposed to be like irony about like everyone trying to get a viral video out. Like it said, like it doesn't matter the video, it just matters how many hits you get, no matter what you do. And that's the irony of that story. The other stories are, the first story is about like this magician who has all these powers that are deemed real, that are actually real. I mean, because they said like, I defy anyone to, try to prove my magic is being phony. And it turns out he has this cape that actually he wears this stuff and he's invincible and he can do anything he wants to do with it. And the weird thing is he has to, in order to keep it producing real magic, he has to feed people to it, which is kind of silly. But I mean, I don't think it was taken too seriously. And it's done like the whole story is done like true Hollywood story type thing. I know my dad said this is stupid, but I didn't mind. It's entertaining. It doesn't take itself too seriously. The second story is in Spanish, and it's weird because it just had them speaking. I thought it'd be minimal dialogue. That's why they didn't have the subtitles up. You have to go on Netflix and hit the subtitles button. They usually have subtitles right there because they've had other stories like in a foreign land and stuff like that. This is supposed to be in, I don't know, Mexico or something like that. I think most of it's supposed to be in Mexico. And this guy creates like this device that could transport him in another dimension, kind of like the other side of the mirror. And basically, whenever he starts it out, he finds an exact reflection of himself and his house to this one thing. And he talks to the guy on the other end, that's him. And he said, "Why don't we switch places and see what happens?" And this one is really, really weird. Really weird. I don't want to give away a whole lot, but it's very strange. It really is. The third one, and also, I don't think it has as much bloodshed as the other ones did, but I mean, it's very good. And the third one is one I really enjoyed about like these skateboard guys, and they hired this one guy to film stunts for this one kid, and he's like, "Well, I didn't film this," or like he did like a killer jump, and the guy said, "Well, my batteries fell out." And that's really funny because the guy's really inept, and they're paying the guy, and he keeps screwing up. And apparently, they want to go to this place in Tijuana. Because they go to the skate park and they were kind of bored. They said, go to Tijuana. This one, can't remember what the heck it's called, but he said ditch, but it's more than a ditch. It's like a reservoir or something like that, yeah. In Tijuana, and I don't want to give away anything else, but it's really cool. And then the movie ends in the same location, which is really weird. But I mean, I really enjoyed it. It's it's the weakest of the three movies, but it's very entertaining though. And it's not meant to be taken seriously. It has some humor in it. So I give that maybe a 7 out of 10 for VHS Viral. Now, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is another matter, because Halloween 2, the original from 1981, is my favorite of the Halloween movies. And for the longest time, people have been telling me to avoid this movie like the plague. It sucks real bad. And everyone... I mean, my one friend, Ryan, said it seemed like he took the whole series and he shit all over it. And I've never heard anyone say anything good about it till last year when my awesome friend on YouTube, They Said Rock and Roll, said she liked it. So that's cool. And then, like, I know when I put something up about how much I hated Lords of Salem, two people said they liked Rob Zombie's. They liked the Halloween ones that Rob Zombie did. Well, anyways. I mentioned Tony was nice to share me a link so I can see the movie for free because I didn't want to pay for it. Cause I know it from from what people were saying how bad it was. And basically, it's, oh man. Because the first Halloween movie, he humanized Michael Myers too much. And this one, oh man, he talks as a kid, and then they see him with a white horse, and the mother's right there, and she keeps, and she talk, and then they have stuff at the hospital, and it turns out just the hospital stuff is just a dream. And it just goes back after the dream part. It just goes back showing Laurie Strode as a real whiner and complainer, and it's terrible. They showed Michael Myers pretty much is just like a nomad drifter, kind of, and without a mask, he kind of looks like a cross between Daniel Bryan and a guy Bryan from Comic Book Men. It's terrible. I mean, there's little bits and pieces I like in it. I like the violence in it, and the killings are pretty brutal. But there's stupid stuff like when he eats a dog, and there's intercut with scene with Brad Dourif trying to eat pizza and stuff. Really stupid. But I like the casting, though. I like seeing Brad Dourif and Malcolm McDowell and Howard Hessman and all them, and that girl from the Halloween 4 and 5 all grown up was in it. But Halloween 5 is a Halloween movie I hated the most. This one is not quite as bad, but it's pretty bad. And what else? I mean, it's very conflicting, the movie, because it kind of wants to be everything, and then, like, I've seen some reviews on it, it seems like, they said Rob Zombie, like, what the hell were they saying? They said he probably wanted to make it so, he completely killed the franchise so no one else can make any more Halloween movies. I think that's what he did, because this was made in 2009. I know Halloween 5 killed it for a while, you know. Halloween 5 really sucked. And, basically the best way I can, describe is when they talk to Malcolm McDowell. He's trying to sell a book now after the whole Michael Myers thing, and he said that he wants to sell the sizzle without the steak, and I think that's what this movie is, the sizzle without the steak. I mean, it has some good stuff like I said, the bloodshed and the violence, and some of the casting, it was cool, and some of that stuff like that was alright, but I'd probably give it a very mild 3 out of 10. It's pretty bad, but I didn't think it was as bad as Halloween 5. Halloween 5 really sucked. And I didn't think it was as bad as the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street or the remake of Friday the 13th. Those were both really bad, too. So there you have it with my reviews of VHS Viral and Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Now, the original Halloween 2 with Jamie Lee Curtis was the shit. It was awesome. And that's my favorite Halloween movie. So until next time, everybody, please take care, my liege.